A terrible epidemic had swept through the village. Fear gripped the hearts of the people. Most villagers packed their belongings and fled. They sought safety in distant towns. The once bustling village stood nearly deserted. Empty houses lined the narrow streets. The sound of children's laughter was gone, replaced by an eerie silence. Amidst this desolation, an old couple remained. Thomas and Martha had lived in their humble hut for all their lives. They were simple folk, with hearts full of love. Thomas and Martha were afraid too, but they felt a deep connection to their home. They couldn't bear to abandon it.
We have each other and our faith.
One evening, the sky turned a menacing grey. The wind howled through the trees. Soon, heavy rain began to lash down. It was the kind of storm that sent shivers down your spine. Thomas lit a lantern, casting a warm glow inside their little hut. The flickering light seemed to push back against the darkness, offering a beacon of hope. Outside, the storm raged on. Suddenly, there was a loud knock at the door. Thomas and Martha exchanged a surprised look. Who could be out on such a night? Thomas cautiously opened the door. A young family stood huddled on the doorstep. They were drenched to the bone and shivering with cold. The father held a baby wrapped in a shawl.
Please, sir, can you give us shelter from the storm?
Without hesitation, Thomas ushered them inside.
Come in, you're safe here. Martha and I will make you comfortable.
Martha hurried to fetch blankets and warm drinks. The family gratefully crowded around the fireplace, feeling the warmth seep into their bones. They shared stories of their flight from the village, recounting the hardships they faced and the hope that kept them going. The warmth of the fire and the kindness of the old couple brought them a sense of peace, a rare comfort in such turbulent times. As the storm raged on, there were more knocked on a plea for sanctuary.
Another group of travelers, drenched and weary, seeking refuge from the relentless downpour. An old woman, her face etched with worry, wondering if there would be enough space and warmth for everyone.
And a young boy, separated from his parents, his eyes wide with fear and uncertainty.
Each time, Thomas and Martha opened their hearts and their home, offering a smile and a warm embrace. They squeezed people into every available space, making sure no one was left out in the cold. Soon, the small hut was overflowing with guests, each one grateful for the shelter and companionship. Yet no one was turned away, as the spirit of sharing and caring knew no bounds. The air inside the hut was thick with the smells of damp wool and wood smoke, creating a unique and somewhat comforting atmosphere. But it was also filled with something else. The sound of laughter echoing off the wooden walls and filling every corner. Stories were shared, songs were sung, and children played, their joy and energy bringing life to the small space. Even the animals sought shelter, finding a place among the humans in this warm, bustling environment.
A stray dog crept in, seeking warmth and safety from the harsh weather outside. A farmer arrived with his donkey, both seeking refuge from the storm, their presence adding to the lively mix inside the hut.
The donkey too was welcomed inside the crowded hut, finding a spot to rest among the people and other animals. Martha and Thomas worked tirelessly, sharing their meager food and offering words of comfort to everyone who sought refuge. They didn't have much, but they gave freely of what they had, embodying the true spirit of generosity. Their kindness knew no bounds, extending to every person and creature that entered their home.
Their kindness knew no bounds, creating a haven of warmth and compassion in the midst of the storm.
As dawn broke, the storm finally subsided, leaving behind a serene and peaceful landscape. Sunlight streamed through the cracks in the walls, casting a warm and inviting glow inside the small wooden hut. The guests, refreshed and grateful, prepared to continue their journeys. The hut slowly emptied, but the memories of the night lingered.
The old couple stood at the door, waving goodbye to their unexpected visitors, their faces reflecting a mix of fatigue and contentment. They were exhausted, but their hearts were full, knowing they had made a difference in the lives of those they had sheltered.
They had faced the storm with courage and compassion, opening their doors to strangers in need. Their small hut had become a haven, proving that even in the darkest of times, there is always room for kindness and generosity. They had opened their home and their hearts, and in doing so, they had found a different kind of wealth, the wealth of human connection, a bond that transcends material possessions.